Hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Friday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Welcome, Jenny. How are you? Good to see you. As you're joining me live, let me know you are here. Drop some hearts or a comment so I actually know you're here, because I don't ever know you're here unless you drop in a comment or something. Andrea, how are you? Welcome. I think that's Sandra. I could be right. Yes, Andrea, how are you? Welcome. So, maybe a controversial for you tonight, for some of the ladies out there, but you are here. I love the twiceness. So it may be a little controversial, but I've talked about, well, maybe not in this sense before, but I've talked about this before. So this whole concept of, okay, I'm gonna date myself here, but if you've seen the movie Jerry Maguire, if you've seen it, maybe drop a emoji like raised hand or something. I've seen it. I used to love that movie. And there's a scene in there that it's really popular. And that's when the two deaf couple in the elevator, one says to the other, "You complete me," right? And so this concept of you complete me, or you and I become one person, I've never been a real big fan of that, truthfully. And yeah, somebody may actually see this and laugh at this and say, yeah, it's true. But I haven't really been a whole big fan of that. And I really couldn't really figure out why. I've talked about this before, but I mean, I've figured it out now. But I couldn't really figure out why I'm not a big fan. Like, it didn't sound right. Like, I know it's supposed to be romantic. It's supposed to be amazing. Oh my goodness. It actually wasn't for me. Like, it was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. Like, I don't really know, So I can tell you, I'll tell you my philosophy around that, all right? Maybe you'll agree, maybe you'll disagree. That's okay. But I don't like the whole concept of you complete me, or you and I become one, or this or that. Here's a reason why. If you are waiting for someone or somebody or something to come and complete you, you already know. If you're a vet to my life, you already know this. If not, you'll hear it now. But that means you don't believe that you were really complete at creation. Okay, that's one thing. Like, I've talked about this before. You were complete at creation. Like, God didn't create you and say, well, you know what, on his 51st birthday, I'll send the remaining package so he can be complete. That's not how it was done. You were done. Like, you were complete at creation. I don't want to go into that conversation because I've talked about that a couple times. So you were complete at creation. So for you to wait around for somebody or something or anything, or, come to complete you, you may have to be waiting for a long time. And here's the reason why. And this is my thoughts, okay? You may not agree with me, and that's totally okay. If you don't agree with me, I want to know why, actually. I do want to know why. I'll open up to that discussion. But let's say, here's the reason why. Let's say, for example, you feel like something or somebody or someone or, should come and complete you because, you feel like maybe you're not exactly where you want to be in life, where, that's totally okay. A lot of us have felt that way, or maybe even feel that way, right? But you may feel like that way, and this person may kind of rescue you or get you out of the funk you are, And obviously, again, my thoughts, those are completely wrong reasons to ask to somebody to come and complete you, right? I mean, that's not how you build a relationship. If you're waiting for somebody to come and like sweep you off your feet and get you out of this funk, okay, well, that's one. And here's the danger to that, okay? When you're waiting for something or someone or whatever to come and complete you, I want you to hear this real loud, okay? Thank you. When you feel like something is gonna come and complete you, you're gonna find that person or that something, okay? You're gonna find it because you feel like, well, there's a little hole there. I gotta patch that up, right? Now, depending on how big the hole is, that's what you're gonna look for, and you're gonna find it. But here's the danger, because today, hi Alhamdulillah, how are you? Welcome. I think you'll like it if you circle back, watch the beginning too. But here's what happens, depending on how big that hole and that, lack is, right? You're gonna find that patch. You're gonna find it. But here's the danger, and I've talked about this several times. When you find that patch, when somebody comes and quote unquote completes you, here's what happens. That hole that you were looking to patch up, it's gonna be temporary. It's never permanent. So what happens is, when through time, not through the person or whatever that came in to patch up the hole, not that, but just through time, that hole is gonna heal itself. It's gonna patch up. What that means is that hole is no longer be a hole. That pain is not gonna be a pain for long. That failure is not gonna stay like that forever. So that hole is gonna patch itself up. Now what happens is that person that came in to plug that hole up is no longer needed. Why? Because that person just came in to patch up the hole. Well, the hole is patched up already. Moonley, how are you? Welcome. So that hole is already patched up. So that's why you're like done with that person, because there's no other reason. They only came to what? Complete you. Like they work for UPS or something. They bring in a package, right? So that's my thoughts with somebody saying, oh, you complete me, or I'm completing you, or we do the completion, whatever. Like that doesn't like make any sense to me, because I don't want somebody completing me. I know I got holes. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm all like, I know I'm a work in progress. I know I got holes, but I'm not looking for anybody to patch me up. I'm not looking for that. Then I would be like looking for 18,000 people to patch me up. How does that make any sense? I got this myself. I work on me. You work on who? You. So this whole idea of completing each other, because those holes are going to patch themselves up, because you're going to work on yourself. You're going to grow as a person, and those holes are going to patch themselves up. So that person is no longer needed. Okay? So that's the concept of the whole you complete me thing, whatever. That's one thing I don't like. I like to challenge that thought. The other one is this: you and I become one, right? We gotta become one. Like I told you in the beginning of the life, I never really liked that. I never knew why. Like it never sat well with me. When somebody said, you and I become one, I'm like, you know what? I never said anything, but I never really it never really sat well with me. Hi Shimanjun, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you. Wow. We got a crowd tonight, so that's good. So it never really sat with me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because now I've talked about this before, my MVPs, right? If you're gonna become involved with somebody, it's not that they complete you, that we covered that already. And the second thing is, it's not that you become one. I don't believe in that because that doesn't make any sense. Like there has to be some individuality, right? There has to be some you and I. There has to be a separation. And I'm going to tell you why. Right? This is very important right here when I'm dropping. Okay. If you like it, drop some hearts or something. I can't. Am I seeing comments? I can see comments now. Okay. So here's the reason why. Now you got your MVPs, your morals, your values, your principles. And that person has got their morals, their values, and principles, right? Chera, what? You gotta tell me, where did I? Pony, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. So it's not that they become one, but it's like that their MVPs line up. They line up, right? Now, the best example I can give that I've talked about before is this. If you've ever seen, like at railroads, you got, happy Friday. If you got two like railroads coming together, they're gonna come together and where they hit, they're gonna kind of, do that, right? They're gonna kind of place them and then adjust, right? And then they just go along. Both trains, two different trains can go on that line. It's not going to be just one train from that point. It's still two trains, but they line up and they time well together so they don't clash. So, and the best example I can give you this is not that the people need to become one to do amazing things and massive things. It's that they just need to line up together. They need to line up well together, right? I should have brought some water. Sorry, guys. And the best example I can give you this is this. Are you ready for this? This is so good. This is a fake brick curtain. Yes, it's a backdrop. Yes, it's very fake. You can see the folds, right? You can see the folds. Yeah, it's totally fake. But the poster isn't fake. So the best example I can give you in that regard is this. Look, they need to line up, and here's how. No two trees become one tree in order to form a forest. Let me say that again. No two trees grow together to get together as one tree to create a forest. They line up together. They have enough space between each other that still it creates a forest. Nobody's completing each other. Nobody's being the other person. They're in harmony together. Their MVPs line up. And that's all it is. That's all it is. Now, here's the thing. You may be at a point in life where you're absolutely made it, you're happy, you're just on top of the world, okay? And you may be at a point where you're not on top of the world. You're climbing to get to the top of the world, right? So, I'm going to tell you this. You like the quote. I'm going to tell you this. No matter where you may be on that journey, let's call it, right? When somebody comes into your life, it's to share whatever stage of life you're in with that person, and that person is sharing their stage of life with you. Now, they may not be like here, right? Because somebody could be up here and the other person could be down here, right? but it's never to come and complete each other. This is so big. I really feel like this is a reason why a lot of miscommunications happen, right? Because somebody may be up here, somebody may be down here, and they get together for different reasons. Why? Because they feel like, oh yeah, well, I'm down here, and okay, we just complete each other. But what happens when you rise up? Well, it's no longer like, where do I put my hands, right? It doesn't work like that anymore, right? But if you're like, listen, I'm at this point of my life, you're at this point of your life, we're just gonna share what we got going on. I'm gonna share my stage of my life and you share your stage of your life. I'm not here to complete you or become one with you or this or that. We just try to line up our MVPs, right? That way, there's no, okay, when I'm no longer in this stage of my life, I don't need you anymore. Why would I need you? Right? Am I off or am I right? Right? Because at that stage you're like, why do I need you anymore? Because I had you because it wasn't because I want to just share this part of my life with you. No, it's just because I just needed you to complete me, to get me out of my funk. So yeah, I don't need you anymore. So see you. Goodbye. Right? Oh wow. We got some agreement going on. Thank goodness. Nobody hates me tonight. So yeah, so I feel like that tree and the forest example is like, Sejan, namaste, namaste. Yeah, nobody hates me tonight, thank goodness. At least not like here. Maybe the comments will come like private, you know what I mean? Like the chats and the text. Anyway, but yeah, so I feel like that forest and the tree example is like so good. So good. And you can apply that not in just relationship, but building a team, growing a business, workforce, job, right? You can apply that everywhere. Nobody's gonna become one. That would be so boring. Like everybody would be one person. Like what kind of one type of tree? I mean, how boring is that? Because I may like a tree and you may hate that tree, right? So what kind of life would that be? So nobody's going to become one person. Nobody's going to complete each other, replace each other. We're just going to line up. And that's why people, I don't know, I think I've talked about this. Hold on. I don't think I have actually. So there's, I'm not going to talk about it tonight, but I don't think I've talked about this. So there is 3 people in each of us. And when we meet, imagine you're trying to manage 3 people in you yourself, and you meet somebody else and they got 3 people in them. And you never, imagine 6 people trying to get along together all at the same time. Think about that, right? So again, it's the same thing here. It's the tree and the forest. You don't have to be one tree it won't make sense. You won't have a forest, right? So I think I beat that to death. With that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Some people, you guys agree, thank goodness. With that, if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you gotta do. Spread the love, tag a couple people, and yeah, don't be shy. With that, I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.